We're four unqualified morons in quarantine. This is the Previously Recorded podcast. All right, everybody, welcome to Previously Recorded. I am your host, as always, RP, and this episode of Previously Recorded, I Totally Tease. If you need a shirt and you don't have one,
call Totally Tease, they'll
go
go
get it. All right, if you can
Ooh,
hear,
It lagged again.
yeah, there's a little
Really
bit of
gotta
lag.
get behind
And again, if you're having some problems hearing us, that's just because there's a little bit of a lag. Again, we are recording remotely. And today we have Bob and Shane. Bob is back again. And Shane, hopefully we can hear you for the first half hour of this podcast. How you doing?
Bob is back.
Yeah, well, I'm doing good. Just don't mute me this time.
I didn't mute you last time. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
happened.
That's
He didn't do it. God did that. God didn't want to hear your bullshit for a half hour.
Yeah, he
well,
said,
that's understandable.
piece of shit senator. Didn't want to hear it. But if you noticed in our theme song, we have 4 today because we are welcoming special guest for the very first time, Marvel. Marvel, welcome to the podcast.
Hey. First time, long time.
What an introduction.
Long time listener. What is it? First time listener.
Yep, glad to be here.
So how have you been spending your quarantine?
Drinking. Lots and lots of drinking. I do teach online, which is a nightmare. But other than that, just drinking. Let's be honest.
That sounds pretty rough.
That's what I've been doing.
So any updates from the last week when we spoke? Well, I mean, it'll be 2 weeks for listeners, but 1 week for us. Any updates? Anything you guys want to provide people?
Well, you guys know I just watched Top Gun for the first time last night. So if you haven't seen that, probably get on it.
If you haven't seen that and you enjoy sexually arousing volleyball games.
Yeah, if you enjoy the most homoerotic scene in any movie ever, you should probably watch Top Gun.
Check out Top Gun. It'll get you there.
Oh, yeah, they're all shirtless and sweaty.
I think that was actually the tagline for Top Gun. Top Gun, it'll get you there.
Yeah, speaking of Tom Cruise, I've been I watched the first Mission Impossible for the very first time the other night, and the whole plan is to kind of work up to the new ones because I've heard how good these new ones are. And we were even before.
How was that, by the way? I've never seen a Mission Impossible.
In the cinema room, because it's the only reason to go to the gym is you can work out in a cinema room. We were watching Fallout, which is the new one, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about this movie. I saw this trailer 1 million times when we were in theaters, and I was like, I don't want to see it, and I was like immediately sucked in for like 5 minutes. So I was like, let's give it a shot and try it out. So that's what we're doing with me. That and the show Atypical on Netflix. I have completely fallen in love with it. It's about it follows a kid with autism and everybody else around in his life, and it's just incredibly heartwarming and all that other shit. And I love it. We finished 2 seasons in a week, which is a lot for me and us. But yeah, that's what we've been up to.
Yeah, I think I've pitched that show on here 2 or 3 times. So
what'd you say about?
Did you mute me?
I muted my computer in a hole to make sure it wasn't being picked up on my microphone.
Yeah, so you just shut us all out for a little bit. Like,
ignored the rest of us.
Nothing else anybody has to say matters for a while until I get this out. I was saying how I've advertised or I've pushed for Atypical, I think, like 4 or 5 times on the podcast.
Yeah, so I added it to my list, and I was like, somebody told me about this. That's why I texted you guys, and I was like, one of you have told me about this show. And here it turns out it was Bob, and it's a fantastic recommendation.
It was me. You're welcome.
Michael Rappaport may not be in the good graces of Barstool Sports anymore, but he is certainly in good graces at Previously Recorded. And he hasn't showed his dick to anyone, so, I mean, it can't be bad, right?
That's really all I'm asking for.
He's likable on the show.
He's incredibly likable, yeah. From
he's
where
more
we're at,
than the mom, for sure. I can't stand the mom.
same here. The mom is the girl. She's on Fast Times at Ridgemont High as well. Jennifer Jason Lee, I believe is her name.
Mm.
So just a little quick game. I thought this would be kind of fun to play before we got into our topic, which we have yet to unveil what the topic is because I don't know how to phrase it correctly anyway. But it's this game my sister introduced to me. She found it on Pinterest, I think, and it's called Porn or Polish. And so I'm going to give you the name. It's a title, and you're going to have to tell me whether it is porn, it's the name of a porno, or the name of a nail polish. And
All right.
it's pretty good.
My nails are pretty lit.
Pretty nails in all the lands,
like the kids say. So
yeah, so you have the prettiest nails in all the lands. Everybody knows that. All right, so we're going to go in an order. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to go to Bob, Marvel, and then Shane. And then you guys tell me what you think it is, whether it's porn or polish, and then I will tell you the answers. And the person who gets the most right wins a prize. Does that sound good?
What's the prize? We take a shirt off?
And that's a win. That's a win for everyone. All right, so the first one is called the first one is called Tart with a Heart. And you got to tell me if it's polish or
I'm first, right?
Yes.
I'm going porn.
Okay. Any reason? What do you think that porno is about?
I have no idea, but in Of Mice and Men, they call Curly's wife a tart the whole time because she's like promiscuous. So I'm thinking it's a porn about like a promiscuous woman who actually means well, but really she's probably having sex with guys.
That's a good reason. Okay, so
it was a good pitch. Yeah. If that's not a porn, I kind of want to make it now.
Yeah, if it's not one, I have some ideas.
All right, Marvel, what do you think it is?
What is it again? Tart?
Tart with a heart.
Tart with a heart?
Uh-huh.
I was going to polish.
Okay. And Shane? Hold on, let me go back to that. Marvel, if you thought it was a polish, what kind of color is this? Tart with a heart.
Like a red, like a deep red, like a fruit tart of some kind.
Wait, do you have the colors?
No, I don't have the colors. I don't have anything.
Yeah, we're just
okay. I was going to say, you can give us the colors. This becomes much more interesting.
Yeah. Shane, what do you got, buddy?
I don't know. It feels so obviously not a porn that I think it might be. Like I think it's a trick. So I'm going to go porn.
Yeah, you're going to go porn?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not going to – should I unveil as we go one by one or should I wait to the end?
How many do you have?
What's that?
How many do you have?
There's 15. Tart with a Heart is a nail polish. I have no idea what color it is, but it's a nail polish. So Victor goes to Marvel on that.
You guys at home can't see this, but I've put together a quick storyboard for the porn.
Now you know what we have to do, Bob. I'm
drawings and the illustrations right away. Incredibly quickly.
Yeah, so this is just concept art is here, but nothing set in stone.
A Mice of Men porn parody.
Yeah, I think we Curly's wife, Tart with a heart.
I'm here to be the mouse. All right,
just Lenny. Wait, who's the one? Is it Lenny or George who kills her? Who's the big oaf?
Lenny, isn't it?
I think it's Lenny. So Tart with a heart
chokes her out.
Tart with a heart is just Lenny and Curly's wife in the barn, and instead of killing her, they just have rough sex.
That sounds like a dream. All right, so our next one is Topless and Barefoot. We'll start with you, Bob.
I'm going against that. That's clearly a porn title, so I'm going to go polish here.
Okay, we're going to go polish.
Yeah, I'm going against the grain on all of these.
What color? I think if you're going polish, I think we all have an understanding of what kind of color this might be. But what color do you think it is?
Topless and with bare feet.
Mm-hmm.
Like a yellowy, sandy color.
Yeah, that's what my mind goes to that as well. Marvel, what do we got?
I'm going polish.
Okay. Are you saying the
Going
same
with like
color?
a nice skin color, like a I don't know, like a beige or something.
That was a very Hannibal Lecter thing of you to say.
Is there
The topless is obviously porn, but the second part,
Yeah,
is what sold it for polish for me.
Skin color.
all right, Shane? What do you got, buddy? Nail polish or porn?
I'm with Marvel. I think it sounds too suspiciously like a porn that it must be not that.
All right, you are all correct. It is a nail polish.
All right. Yes.
You all get a point. All right, our next one. This one might be a little tricky. It's called The Thrill of Brazil.
That's a fucking porn.
Yeah.
No shot. Not. No shot.
Okay, we got porno. And walk us through. No, you did the last one. I'll save it for the next person that says porn. Okay. Marvel.
Saying porn. That's a porn.
I was going to go polish, just
You're gonna
because.
follow it? Okay.
Hasn't steered me
And
wrong yet.
Shane.
I think it's just a list of nail polishes.
What do you got?
Shane?
You're up, Shane.
Hey mate. Give me one more time. It's what with the grill?
No.
Thrill of Brazil.
Thrill of Brazil. That's got to be a porn.
And how do you know, Shane?
Well, I'm not saying
porn, you say?
I'm not saying I've seen it, but I heard about it once.
That was the answer I was looking for. How do you know, Shane? Because I watched it. What happens in the Brazil? It's a Brazilian dude with a giant cock.
All right. Well, the answer is this one is polish.
What the fuck color is Thrill of Brazil? They're all polished. This is nonsense.
I don't know, Marvel. You tell me what kind of polish it is.
I'm not betting a porn until there's a porn from here on.
All right, for the next one, it's going to be
orders a nail polish or porn.
What'd you say?
You just talked right over me.
He's over here talking and you're just yelling over him.
I can't hear it.
What's the next one titled, Shane?
I quit.
Yeah, seriously.
Porn.
What did you say the next one's going to be called?
Nah, it's not funny anymore. RP ruined it.
Oh, man. I was really hoping for like a stereotypical porn title. Next one's called Naughty Stepmom Sucks Stepson's Dick. Is it a polish?
It's a polish.
Porn?
What did Shane say the title was? Because I didn't hear him.
He didn't give a title because you hurt his feelings.
The moment's lost. We can just move on.
The next one is called. All right. The next one's called Playing with Fire. Is this a porn or a nail polish, Bob?
Nail polish. I'm done with these porn guesses. I'm getting so many great ideas. I'm going to become a porn director, and I don't want to go down that path.
All right. What color is this nail polish? Describe this nail polish for our people out there.
Orange. It's orange. Just
orange. That's it. No brown. I think some brown.
It's orange, or it's a porn with a firefighter.
Marvel, what do you think it is?
It was a porn.
I think it's a movie starring John Cena.
There you go. Porn?
An awful comedy movie they just made. If I had to guess, though, I'm going nail polish, and it's off the Hunger Games line.
Okay. All right. And Shane, what do you got, buddy?
That's definitely a nail polish. Like, there's no way. There's no way. It doesn't mention the hose at all. Like, if the hose was in there, yeah, for sure. Porn. That's a nail polish.
Well, that is, in fact, a porno.
Wow.
All right. From here on out, regardless of if it's a porn or a polish, I'm giving you the pitch for each title.
I guarantee that's also a nail polish somewhere, though.
That probably is. All right. Here comes the next one. Again, I'm looking at them as I go, and then I got to flip to the answer, so I don't know. I'm just laughing at titles. This next one is called White Chocolate.
The white chocolate's a porn.
Is that where you're going with porn?
What category?
It's an interracial one.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I prefer not to stay in front of the senator.
There we go. All right, Bob, are you going porno?
I'm going porn. Yeah, I mean, white chocolate's a simple porn. I mean, it's been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I don't have to pitch that.
I have to
Marvel?
agree.
I've
Disagree.
seen this one. It's a porn.
No, I'm going nail polish.
I've seen all
Shane?
8.
I'm going nail polish.
Really? All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
have a
what
feeling.
color would you just? It's just a white, it's like a thick white.
Like a
Like a
glossy white, like white out, like that color.
Why is it chocolate?
I don't know, man. I didn't
It
come
smells
up
like
with it.
chocolate.
It's the finish. It has like a matte finish.
Oh, it could be. It could have a scent. Aren't there like smelling nail polish?
See, but what's weird is
Sure.
if it is a porno, then it also has to do with the finish also. So I don't know. Like,
Regardless, the finish is important in this one.
All right. Well, I'll have you guys know that one is a porno.
Yeah.
Shit, Marvel thought you watched it.
I know. I've seen it. It's all 8.
All right. Here's our next one. This next one is called The Final Sin.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna go. This one's hard. I'm gonna go nail polish, actually.
You're going to go nail polish?
If it's a porn, I know what the porn is as well.
All right. What color is this nail polish, Bob?
Like a super, like, stereotypical bright red nail polish red.
Okay. All right. Marvel, what do you got, buddy?
I'm going porn, but I'm also going to say that it probably is a nail polish. But I'm going porn.
You going porn? All right. And then what is this porn about then?
I mean, obviously,
I actually have that covered. If you wanna come to me.
Yeah, let's go, Shane. Let's see what he has to say. I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm going to say.
So I guess Shane's going porno. What do you got, buddy?
Oh, the Final Sin, right?
Yes.
All right. So this guy is in the hospital. He's kind of on his deathbed, and then in walks his stepsister. There you go.
Step porn is huge right now.
She fucks him back to life, but then he dies anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's sad.
I mean, the easy topic, Johnny Sins is involved here somewhere.
Yeah,
so what
as
I
a doctor,
we should do going forward is that if one is a porno, we should have to watch it together. That feels fair, right?
That's fair.
So that one indeed is a porno. So Marvel and Shane get points.
All right. I'm not good at this game.
All right, 7.
Innocent.
7 is, well, it's hard. I played it earlier. Like a couple of them, when my sister told me about it. So yeah, I found this on Pinterest, and I got them all wrong. So we played like randomly. But the next one is called Cherry Pop.
Oh fuck!
Wow.
That's both.
Start with Shane. We'll go Shane, Marvel, Bob.
Definitely both.
Yeah.
Definitely both.
No way. There's no way. There's no way
it's not both.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say it is both, but you got to put your money on one. Where are you putting your money?
Polish.
Yeah, nail polish.
All right.
It's
so
too
Bob
tame.
and Shane.
It's too tame to not be.
Marvel, what do you got, buddy?
I'm going polish. I'm giving it like a nice red with some sparkles. This is like a kid's nail polish.
So we got 2 porns and 1 polish, right?
No, we got. I said polish.
Oh, you said polish, and Shane said porn, right?
Hey, polish.
No, I said polish too.
We all said polish.
Oh, you all said polish. All right. Well,
We all
this one
agree
is
it's probably both.
indeed a polish,
All right.
and Marvel is winning 6-3.
I'm a porn expert.
It's like he's a porn expert, yeah.
Yep, I got my Pornhub premium account going.
Oh.
Yeah, that was one of his. Even the last episode of us, not a mini episode, that question got aired. That question did get aired.
What was that
so
question?
his question, I said, "What have you guys been doing during quarantine?" And Marvel's response was, Pornhub Premium's been free. Number 8, below the belt.
What was it?
Below the belt.
Oh man.
Shane, you're up.
All right, so it's either a polish that's some kind of like brown, like a tannish brown, like a belt, or it's really obviously a porno. I'm going porn. Do porn.
All right.
It's a safe bet.
Where would you find this porno if it is a porno?
Below the belt. It's obviously midget porn.
Little people, man. Little people.
I won't even go in that direction. That's solid. That checks out.
All right, Marvel, what do you got?
I'm going porn. I'm going like a MMA parody type porn.
Ooh, I like that.
Going for the title? I like that. I like that too. All right, Bob.
I'm going porn. I don't have a pitch better than Marvel's, though. I want to watch that one.
Well,
I've seen them. They exist.
Subtitle is In the Octagon.
In the octacock. I like that better.
The octagon is symbolic of the asshole.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it's all wrong. It's a polish.
What?
I have no idea what color that would be. All right, number 9. Number 9 is Precious Pink.
Who is it?
All right, Bob, you can lead off.
It's a nail polish. Below the belt's like white. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, did you Google it?
Google?
I looked that one up because I want to see what color it was.
Yeah, I figured it would have been brown or something. Well, white, I mean, hey, what's below the belt? Balls, and what's from balls?
Below the belt. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Is it also porn?
No, I didn't look that much up.
If so, share your screen.
I'm sharing it now. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's discounted too. $10 for nail polish?
Yeah. It's just like, that's like what? Isn't that just white? Don't you just buy a white nail polish at that point?
It's literally white out.
There's probably like an undertone of brown paint chippings in there or something. Like something weird.
Or it's like a toe polish below the belt. That's it.
For the sake of my computer, I'm willing to look up the nail polishes, not willing to look up the points.
I'll look at the porn.
All right, number 9, Precious Pink. Bob, what do you got? Porn or polish?
I'm going polish.
Okay. And obviously it's a pink nail polish, right?
No, actually, Marvel, also white.
Oh, polish.
Marvel, you going polish?
Yeah.
And Shane?
Yeah, that's too obvious. It's got to be a polish.
All right, well, that one is a pornography.
Oh, of
There's
course.
no way that's not polished, too.
I mean, it could be. There's we got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 left. I'm going to pick the best. Yeah, I'm going to pick the best of these ones because this is a lot. Number 10 is Size Matters. And Marvel, we're going to start with you.
All right. This is definitely one of those both categories. But I'm going to say more heavily porn. So like I said, I see
Size Matters. Is it white?
Like a brown. A skin tone brown, like a nice mocha with a shine finish.
All right, Bob, what do you got?
Porn.
Porn?
It's 2 obese people.
Okay. And Bob, you're saying
what color, which was kind of messed up. Because you're not. Can you not hear us?
It's some stuff is muffled, some stuff is really delayed.
Yeah, everything's coming in real choppy for me.
It's all being recorded. It's a good thing.
He straight up said, "I'm going to say porn," and you said, "What color?"
I went with it though. I didn't want to disrupt the flow.
Kind of fucked up.
I guess I misheard him. All right, Bob, what do you got?
It's porn. It's fat people porn.
Fat people porn. All right, and Shane?
There's no shot that that's a nail polish. It's a porn. There's no shot.
All right, well, you're all wrong. It's a nail polish.
What the fuck out here? They just ran out names for nail polishes. Like there's like Size matters. It's a white.
While you're figuring out the last one that you like, I have a question for you guys that's unrelated to this game. That I just saw online. It made me laugh. If you could sacrifice one state to get rid of the coronavirus, which state would it be, and why did you choose Florida?
Florida has Disney World, so RP and get rid of that.
I really did enjoy that question. Though. I wouldn't pick Florida, but that was how it was phrased. What would it be, and why Florida? Was the question that they. I'd like to say Jersey, but Jersey's got things that I like too. I just don't like most of Jersey.
Yeah. Too much family in Jersey. I can't get rid of them.
We got the last one. Lady Black Rose. This is the last one.
That's a polish.
Porn.
Definitely polish.
Bob saying porn.
2 on the nose.
Shane saying polish. Marvel.
Yeah, it's 2 on the nose.
I'm going polish. Has a steered
Bob,
me
you
wrong.
are the winner on that round. That's a porn, baby. I would love
What's it
to see
about?
it. The other ones were.
I'll tell you what it's about. What was the name?
Lady Black Rose was a porn.
The woman's name is Black Rose. It's very simple. Yeah. Nothing.
The remaining ones that we didn't use were Aphrodite's Pink Night Tie, which is a polish. We got Meatballs, MEET balls, so meatballs. That's also a polish. Fondola Gondola.
Wait. Meatballs is a polish?
Meatballs is a polish.
And it's MEET.
What if it was,
balls.
I gotta look that one up.
Yep.
is it how is meat spelled again?
MEET.
How is that not a porn?
Yeah.
I
Is there
have
a
no
big is there a big rift between the nail polish and porn industries where like the nail polish people are like we got to take these names so they can't have them? Is that what's happening here?
The majority of them were nail polish, and the other two were Fondola Gondola
It's gotta be
and
porn.
cream. What was it? Creamsicle, I think.
Chip.
Cream Dream, and that was a nail polish.
Dream porn. That's a polish?
Yeah, they're all polished. Marvel, you won, so you get to see me shirtless.
Ugh.
Hot twist, you're all winners in that round.
So the meatball nail polish literally looks like a red-brown meatball color.
But it's
MEET. That's my.
I don't know.
It's meatballs. Like how is that? I'm so mad, dude. I'm so mad at this.
There's definitely like a producer in the porn industry who got fired, and like his uncle runs a nail polish company, and he's like, "You can just come work here." He's like, "All right, I got so many ideas," and they're like, "All right, Tim, what do you think this color is?" He's like, "Meatballs." No, this isn't the porn industry. No, it'll work. It'll work.
They go, hey Tim, we got this new color. It's like this whitish brown. Drippy cum. I don't know.
Great, run with it. It's crazy. You look up all the colors though, and it's just like white, but there's so many different versions of white. To like us, it's like, oh, that's white.
Yeah, we should have had a female one for this to kind of.
Yeah.
How many different white nail polishes do you think your wives or your sisters or your mothers have?
Your mother-in-law?
Oh.
Your mother-in-law.
Bring the answer next week. Go count them up.
All right. Can't wait.
So I had one more thing. It's not a game. There's another game that my sister introduced me to, and she said like other podcasts do this, and it's a you play a portion of somebody's autobiography on tape, like and then you have to guess which celebrity or person it is that. But of the book, you play like a segment, but I don't have any of that right now. So one of the other things that I've been doing in quarantine recently is playing I beat the game when it came out, but I'm going back to it now to like do the side missions of the last DLC, and that is the Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4. Amazing game. It's super, super awesome. And also with the news of Sam Raimi coming to direct Doctor Strange into the multiverse, got me kind of thinking, like, Sam Raimi made pretty great Spider-Man movies. He made 2.
What's he directing?
Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse.
Is
right?
that what's called, Into the Multiverse?
Oh, fuck. Multiverse of Madness is what it's called.
Yeah, all right. I was like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah, sorry about that. So that is what the next Doctor Strange is called. And then it got me thinking. Raimi made two great two great Spider-Man movies, and a third one that a lot of people fucking absolutely hate. And then it just got me into the whole Spider-Man thing in general. And what would you rank as your top 4 Spider-Man films?
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
I figure since you're the guest Marvel, you are a huge Spider-Man fan.
Mm-hmm.
What would you rank as, let's say, your 4th movie out of everything, including Into the Multiverse, animated movies that we haven't seen or talked about in the spotlight? Where do you rank your Spider-Mans? I just want your 4th one. If you're thinking about
What's my
top
4th one? Shit. Like I got my top one, but if I had to go like 4th, I would say. Oh, I'm trying to think of them in order in my head.
Is it easier for you to work from top to bottom?
Yeah, it's easier for me to work for the top. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, my number 1 would be Into the Multiverse. Like, it's definitely the most watchable. Like, there's a lot going on. Like, it was a solid movie.
Yeah, I'm not a big animated movie person, but Into the Spider-Verse was freaking incredible. That was such a good movie.
Do you remember we were in the movies and I forget what we were saying, and they showed like a 5-minute clip from the movie.
We saw Venom.
I didn't know what to make of it. Like I didn't.
None of us knew if we liked it or not.
Yeah, and then you went and saw it, and you were saying how good it was, and I was really blown away that it was actually that good.
Yeah, I couldn't get with the animation at first. Like, it looked so choppy at first that I was like, oh, like I don't know if I could watch this, but I know what they were going for.
What made me want to watch it was my friend said he's like, it's watching a comic book that's actually animated, and I was like, oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, my thing with the trailers was that the animation looked weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw it. I have done this with 3 movies where we went and saw Venom, and at the end of the movie, they showed that 5-minute thing, and walking out, I said, well, I know one movie I'm not going to see this summer, or whenever it was coming out. And I ate my words, and I went and saw it like 3 weeks after it came out, and I was like, this is fucking incredible. And me and Bob went like 2 weeks later, I think, and saw it together, and both just really enjoyed it. The other 2 movies I did that with was the TMNT reboot. I was like, I'm never seeing that movie, and I saw it and actually I enjoyed it. And I did it recently with Doolittle, where actually fellow Recordiac Brian called me out as a fraud for trashing that movie. I said, I'm never going to see that movie in theaters, and I didn't see it in theaters. I watched it at home for free. And I enjoyed it for what it was. It's a nice family movie. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse blew me away. And, you know, I love Pixar movies. I love Disney movies. But when you think about superhero stuff, for me, I personally don't get grabbed by animated at all. And this one just blew me away and actually made me really think, damn, what could have Solo been? Because it was done by the directors of this, Chris Lord and something Miller, right? I forget his name. They were the original directors of Solo, a Star Wars story. And apparently they wanted to improv a lot, and Disney was like, no, there was a budget and stuff, but they got kicked. But they did a fantastic job with this. They also did a fantastic job with the 221 Jump Street movies. So I think a lot of people would have that as their top 4 Spider-Man movies, Marvel. I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah, it made me think, like, what if the other Marvel movies were animated? Like, as much as I love the MCU, like, how much they could accomplish, like, animated.
Yeah, and what that movie does a really good job is it makes you feel for Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if on a consistent basis if I could feel for the main character for all the MCU stuff, which I think we'll see, though, with What If when that comes out. But yeah. I know if one movie, it's all about how it's done. Some movies can be rushed, like a lot of DreamWorks films are rushed, but this movie was crafted perfectly. So, Bob, what would you put as your number one Spider-Man movie?
For me, it's Homecoming, but it's not like far and away like my number one. It's just I like Tom Holland as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and so like that first move, like that first solo movie, I was just a big fan of it, to be honest. But my top three could probably all move around. But I mean, MCU stuff, it does a mix. It does a good mix of like comedy, and Into the Spider-Verse does the same thing. I feel like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man as like witty Peter Parker isn't as believable. So like, as much as I like the Tobey Maguire first two, at least, I think the Tom Holland does a better job to capture like the real Peter Parker from like the comics.
I agree, and that's why I'm going to insert myself here and go that Far From Home Homecoming is also my number one Spider-Man for basically all those reasons. The one scene I can think of that always jumps out to me in any Spider-Man film ever is when he is trapped under all that cinder block. And he's looking at himself in the reflection, and Tom Holland's like, "I am Come on, you could do this. You could do this. You're Spider-Man." And then he lifts it off and goes saves the day and whatever. And it's just incredibly uplifting. He's the best Spider-Man we've gotten so far, for every reason Bob has said. But I agree. Homecoming.
That's a super like exciting scene. But I think my favorite scene in that entire movie is when the guy goes, "Hey, Spider-Man, do a backflip."
Hey! You're that Spider guy on YouTube, right? Call me Spider-Man! Okay, Spider-Man! Do a flip! Yeah!
That's like my favorite part.
That's a fantastic part. And he's like, I like when he's like, yeah, I helped this old lady, and she bought me a chimichanga. She brought me a churro or some shit.
Sure.
It's like little stuff like that where in the first one, in Homecoming, he has a lot of the Spider-Man quips and stuff that he does. Like even I think that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man did this really well. And I also think Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man did this well with just the quips in the first movie. Just the first movie, though. So, Shane, what's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
It's tough for me, dude. It's either going to be Homecoming or Into the Spider-Verse. I guess they're both up there. Like I feel like the two of them could just be interchangeable. Like I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to pick one.
Well, it's under your head. You have to pick one, or coronavirus is never going away. What do you think?
Probably Homecoming.
All right.
Just because Tom Holland's just so good.
Yeah, I think everybody loves Tom. I remember walking out of Civil War being like, "That's the best Spider-Man we're going to have."
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "You don't know that. You haven't seen a full movie." I said, "I'm telling you, that's the best Spider-Man."
Yeah,
we're
within
gonna have.
those 5 minutes in like Civil War, like he solidified. Like as huge as I am a Spider-Man, I was like, all right, like he did it. Like Tobey Maguire was great, but he was playing like an older Spider-Man kind of. Like even in the comics, he's like a 30-year-old, but he's still like a kid. Like they play him off as. So like Tom Holland like exemplifies that like golly gee attitude that like Spider-Man would kind of have.
Yeah, like even when he's just Peter Parker, when he's like, "I can't, man. I got math homework or science homework, whatever he says." He nails it, man. He absolutely nails it.
So then if we're gonna say that Homecoming's 1, Shane, you said Into the Spider-Verse would be your 2, right?
Yeah.
And then that I'm the same. That's where I'm at in my list too.
It's actually really awesome to hear how many people contend with Into the Spider-Verse that high. It really is a fucking awesome movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my second. My second, I ranked the original Spider-Man movie.
Really? You think the first one's better than Spider-Man 2?
I think it's more just like nostalgia in a way, kind of, where that movie was I was introduced to Spider-Man before the X-Men movie, which the X-Men movie came out first. And I've always had a place in my heart for that original Spider-Man movie. That Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is awesome.
It's definitely the Green Goblin. Like that dynamic with him and Peter, like make the first one.
Yeah, and it's just awesome. I remember being genuinely terrified, like scared as a kid of the Green Goblin. Like he was awesome.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's really good.
I've definitely seen that movie more than I've seen Spider-Man 2. Like, I just think Spider-Man 2 is a better film.
2 has better action.
Yeah.
People love Spider-Man 2 for a lot of reasons. Me personally, I remember as a kid seeing that after the first Spider-Man, and I thought it was really boring. And I went back and rewatched it recently as a grown up and as a huge comic book fan and everything. I'm like, this is a really good movie. But for me, it just doesn't. I don't have that draw to Spider-Man 2 like I do with all these other movies, like Into the Spider-Verse or Homecoming or even Far From Home. But I do. I put that Spider-Man there for everything that it did, not to shit on Into the Spider-Verse, because Into the Spider-Verse is phenomenal, and I have watched that so many times. So that's my number 2. Shane and Bob are both Into the Spider-Verse for similar reasons. I assume that Marvel said that it's number 1, but is there anything else you guys want to add as to why that would be number 2?
I was just like pleasantly surprised, I think, with it.
Yeah, it's definitely that. I didn't expect it to be that good.
I like Nick Johnson, right? That's his name. The guy who voiced
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson. His name was Nick on New Girl. That's why I got.
Which is also a fun fact about the Spider-Man game. His suit in that is an unlockable suit in the Spider-Man game, which is cool.
I like him in general. So like him as the Spider-Man.
Also, a fantastic soundtrack that movie has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really good soundtrack.
Especially the one scene where he's the one where he's like falling upside down but it's like inverted. Like that song
where he jumps off the wall.
Where he comes his own, like makes the suit and everything.
That's it, and he can be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a great scene.
Marvel, what would you put as your number 2?
I mean, it's probably biased, but Far From Home for reasons that
obvious reasons
is I love Mysterio. He's been my favorite villain for like years. Like I almost have every issue with Mysterio in it. And when they announced that he was going to be in, I was kind of worried because the villains are very hit or miss in the MCU. But I thought Gyllenhaal was like awesome. I thought the costume was awesome. The scene where like he tricks Peter and he's tripping out, like that 8-minute long, like you don't know what the hell is happening. Like I saw that at theaters and I was losing my mind. Like I've watched it on YouTube like probably 80 times since. Like just that scene alone.
It's fucking awesome. And you know what's so great about that too? Is that Watts, who's directed the first one and this one, he's coming back for 3. And he gets these characters. He gets these villains. Like, the Vulture was awesome.
The Vulture, how they pulled off the Vulture was really cool. Like, I was very skeptical again. Like, I'm like, well, that's not the first character I'd pick to fight him. But they pulled it off. Like, they got great casting. And then, like, his costume was believable. Like, it wasn't overly cheese. Like, how he origined was believable. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's a very believable bad guy.
And I just like how they have basically straight up said, and it sucks because I want to see them do Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, Goblin's been done twice. We're not going to go back to that. It's just awesome. It's just fucking awesome. Far From Home is great.
Yeah, it is. It's not like it's definitely biased. Like I think as a movie, Homecoming's probably better. But for me, like seeing like my favorite villain on screen and like how well he was done, and the movie's good. Like it's not like a bad movie, but I'm definitely biased towards that one over Homecoming.
We have Audra popping in again because she doesn't know how to just leave me alone.
Oh, man.
She wants to say hello and say hello to the
Hi,
listeners.
everybody.
Audra,
It's me, Audra.
What's her favorite Spider-Man
What's
movie?
your favorite Spider-Man movie?
I think Homecoming.
Yeah,
Why?
that's what me, Bob, and Jane said.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, one, Tom Holland is a little cutie pie,
Okay.
Avi, and
Do the flip.
and 2 is because it was a really like wholesome movie. I just really enjoyed it, and it was wholesome.
A really wholesome movie
wholesome.
for a really wholesome person.
Wholesome.
Truly.
Exactly, wholesome is my word of the month, guys.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's only 12 more days this month, so
Yeah.
maybe another word.
So I agree with you, everything you said, Marvel. I do love Far From Home. One of the funny things, as a big comic book fan as I am, and just superhero fan that I am, is when they did Mysterio, I was like, what the fuck? Like when they revealed how he was doing it, I was like, he actually doesn't have powers. And I looked at Bob, and Bob's like, nah, man, like that's how the comic is. Like
Mm-hmm.
he is an illusionist. And I was like, oh, all right. So I was embarrassed, and that's a little embarrassing as a comic book fan. But
Yeah.
The one slight I do have about both these movies is that they refer back to Tony Stark as to why the villain is the villain. It's all Tony fucked over the Vulture in the first one.
I'm all right with that because they could have went a different direction with the second one and made it somebody else, but like there's no reason for Spider-Man, for Tom Holland to have established like a rogues gallery at this point.
No, that's a good point too. That is a good point.
And like Iron Man is huge, like in that universe. Like he's the pillar.
He's a god.
Like, yeah, and a lot of his tech would be the believable part of these villains. Like obviously, the next movie, if they do like Kraven, you could do Spider-Man now because like Kraven's not going to have like high tech gear.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man
Iron Man.
Spider-Man's now established international fame.
Yeah.
Like even further than he already had. So like now other villains might be like, all right, I want to top this thing.
It was my only slight, but it does make total sense. I'm not shitting on it or anything, but that's a good. You guys make fair points. Kraven would be fucking awesome to see. I would also like to see him in Black Panther. That would be cool too.
Yeah.
All right, so 3. We have Marvel's 2. We have Shane and Bob's 2. We have my second. Third one. Bob, what's your third best Spider-Man movie?
My third is Spider-Man 2, which we talked about it already a little bit. Spider-Man with like Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe is definitely like the nostalgic one that I've probably seen 1,000 times. So I think that actually drops it. Like that's why that's not in my top 4. It's just because I've seen it so much, and like as I've gotten older, parts of that movie haven't aged well.
Right.
Like not that it was great when it happened, but like the upside down kiss in the rain now is like super cringeworthy. Kirsten Dunst in general, I think, just bothers me.
She was awful.
I think she bothers everybody.
But like,
awful, Mary
she
Jane.
bothers me. Yeah, I don't know. And then James Franco, though, a lot of fun in that first one.
Weird as a hobgoblin, but.
And then, so like, it would have been Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, but Spider-Man 2, I think, has a better story. I think they did a really good job with Doc Ock. And then the action is like we said, the action is better. Is Spider-Man 2 the one with the car, or is that 3? Car, the window in the cafe.
That's 2. And funny, I actually have a really funny story with that, where like in the trailer they showed that scene like ad nauseum. Like that was the scene in the trailer. So like every movie you saw for months, it was like them eating dinner and the car flying in and it like wiping along his face. And like, so by the time you saw it in the movie theater, you're like, all right, like that's cool. So I saw it, somewhere in the northeast of Philly, like some theater. And like I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and like that scene came on. You're like, all right. So when the tire went over his face, you hear some lady in the back, and she was like, "Oh damn!" Like she'd never seen it before. And I'm like, how'd you not see the scene 30 times already?
Yeah, that scene is like an awesome like special effects scene, but I remember that being in the trailer. But
they redo it in Into Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's cool. In there. The train scene is the scene that I really like in Spider-Man 2 when he stops.
The train scene's funny though if you look at it now, because like they take his mask off and lay him on the ground. The guy's like, he's no older than my boy at home. But Tobey Maguire's like 38 at that point.
Yeah, he does not play a child like a high schooler well at all. That's why he's in college at that point, but still he looks like he's 35 years old.
He was. Didn't he put out Gatsby like a week later?
What Gatsby?
Gatsby.
What Gatsby? All right, Shane, what do you got as your third favorite Spider-Man movie?
For like literally every reason Marvel already said, Far From Home, because
son of a bitch. Same here.
I love Mysterio. I haven't read any comics with him, but I remember like the games for PlayStation 1 and 2, Mysterio was in them, and they were always my favorite. I just big fan Mysterio.
I've actually most recently read a Daredevil comic book that Marvel gave me that I think he has back at this point,
Yep.
or if it's still in
Yeah,
Bob's
I
car.
think I have it back finally.
Wait, isn't
It's really cool.
Isn't Mysterio responsible for what happens to the X-Men and Old Man Logan?
Yeah, Old Man Logan.
Wolverine.
Yep, he's
I
a great one.
lost my mind at that.
That's
Like,
a
I
good one.
remember I read that issue and I was like, oh shit, it was all Mysterio, like, messed with Wolverine to kill everybody. Spoiler alert.
he
Comic's been out for
fucking
20 years
Cyclops.
now.
It's been out for a while. If you haven't seen it already,
R.I.P. Cyclops. But yeah, I'm the same way, Shane, for literally everything Marvel said. Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, boom.
Tom
Great
Holland
movie.
also, like, acted his ass off in that movie. Like, him and Happy Hogan in the poppy field, like, I tear up every time. And then, like, 5 minutes later, he's talking about Tony Stark, and I'm tearing up. Like,
yeah, him and Happy.
Yeah.
Happy's really good in that movie. Too.
Happy's really good in those movies.
So it's funny, after the Spider-Man, like, Sony's not renewing their deal with Marvel. They asked like Favreau about it. He's like, yeah, I really hope that works out. That was a nice security blanket check that I was getting in the mail. And shit, I fucking love Favreau. But yeah, I agree, man. Like, the relationship Tom Holland has with basically every single character in the MCU is just. He's a fantastic actor, and I am so happy he's Spider-Man. I hope he pulls a Thor and is like, dude, I'll keep doing these fucking movies until you want me in them, you know. And now with Morbius and what Sony's doing, you know, he could be around for a lot longer.
Yeah,
not
even
just
if he's in those Sony movies, like, it'll still be him. It'll just be a sadder version, a darker version of him, probably.
Yeah, that's what I think. Marvel was just like, our fans are smart enough at this point where they can disassociate Marvel and MCU, and like, this is what we got to do to get him in the Avengers and keep these movies going. That's fucking fine. Like, even the in the Morbius trailer, which they pushed back, like, there's a picture of Spider-Man on the wall, and it's fucking Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like
they're just confusing people that don't know, and it's unfortunate because, I mean, my wife, like, God love her, she'll be like, oh, like, Spider-Man's not hanging out with Batman, and it's just like, oh, like, like, I mean, it's to the layman, it's just too much, and Spider-Man's been done, like, to death, and now
To the layman.
the layman, yeah,
great-
like
I know,
non
I'm proud of that. You get Aldridge,
people who don't know.
Yeah, Aldridge is staying wholesome, and Marvel's over here dropping to the layman.
yeah, you're making us more of a educated podcast
more
than we actually are.
Dictionary
suit
count there
jacket.
in the Walsh household.
Bob, I used proponent earlier, and I wanted to go put my my cap on from graduation.
All right, let's jump into the last Spider-Man movie. For me, it's pretty obvious at this point. It is Into the Spider-Verse for every reason that everybody and myself has mentioned. Fantastic movie, great cast, great rogues gallery. Everything about that movie, just incredible.
Far From Home for me. We already kind of have gone over it enough. Keep it simple.
Marvel.
I'm going for my third. Like, as much as, I mean, it's got to be Homecoming. I mean, it'd be stupid not
For
to.
number 3, wait,
Marvel,
did you not give your third?
Third, I guess.
Did I? I did.
I thought Far From
Your-
Home.
Is Far From Home your second?
Yeah. I've been
Oh
drinking
shit!
it
To
too.
give us your third and your fourth.
Yeah, so I did Into Spider-Verse was my number one. I think Homecoming was my number two, just because of Mysterio. Like, obviously everything else involved is
Far
amazing.
From Home is 2.
But I mean, Homecoming would be next, which sucks
And
because
then-
I don't like slighting the Tobey Maguire movies, like, but it's just they're better movies. I mean, it's
we're
also
20
dated.
years. We're like almost 20 years past that first movie,
Yeah.
and it's just like Spider-Man's come a long way.
I mean, my last name is Marvel, and that, like, solidified it. Like, that came out my freshman year of high school, and, like, comics were big at the time, but not like they were after Spider-Man movie, where I would literally be walking around the high school and people like, oh, Marvel, like Spider-Man. I'd be like, yeah. Like, like, that's pretty much when I established, like, my last name being Marvel. So, I mean, that has a huge part for me, but, I mean, Homecoming's just a better movie.
So what's your... All right, so Homecoming's 3. What's 4?
Spider-Man 1. Like the
Spider-Man 1.
Maguire one, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Shane, what do you got for number 4, too?
I'd go Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
For any particular reason?
Doc Ock is one of my favorite villains, and the actor, I forget his first name, something Molina, is just, he's great. I just, Like one of my favorite series is Superior Spider-Man, where it's like centered around Doc taking over Peter's body, and I love Doc Ock so much. I just think the actor does a great job.
If you love him so much, why don't you marry him?
Because he likes midgets.
You can't say that on here. You're gonna cost.
You can. In the comic, he's dating a midget. It's
You're
fine.
gonna cost him his senator job.
He literally is dating a little person in that comic.
Yeah. So
Wait, in Superior,
yeah,
I only
you
read the
gotta
first.
read it. Superior's
I
so
read the
good.
first grade of that, I think. I mean,
All
look,
right,
if
so
I had-
that kind of wraps up our Spider-Man segment, and now we're going to jump into about an hour later. Going to jump into the main segment of this podcast.
we're still going with this thing.
Oh yeah,
Quarantine.
we
Hell,
still haven't
different.
got to the main topic of this podcast, which is Marvel. If you want to explain that topic, you could probably do a better job than I can.
Before
Oh,
you
what
do
was
that,
it?
Marvel. Before you do
Are
that,
we? Which one are we going with? Because I brought two solid ones to the table.
The universe.
No! Surprises.
That would surprise you. All right.
Oh, you can surprise
So
me.
it's
But
a
before
topic
you
I
start-
researched.
Before you start,
Okay.
the listeners out there, this is the time we want you to check the news outlets and all, and see if the quarantine is lifted, because you've been listening to this podcast for 4 months.
Yeah, this might be a two-parter podcast.
You might be
Yeah.
able to go outside now.
You know what? I'm thinking about it. Fuck it. This is going to be a two-part podcast. Catch the second half of this podcast next week.